Because you have the right to go to the free agency in a couple of weeks. If you have talks with the management about your future here.
We're gonna have talks today, but yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna, get into contract stuff. Hope, talk about the season.
Would you like to stay in Montreal?
Yeah, I loved it here. It was a, great season and great group to be a part of. Love the guys, love playing here, and we'll see what happens.
Marty likes to speak about how he needs everyone to be in the right chair. Do you feel like you found the right chair this season with the team, with the line that you played in?
Yeah, I think so. I think I knew my role on the team this year, and just try to do the best I can with that, and I had pretty good chemistry with Gally and Andy. I played with them most of the year, so I thought we were a pretty effective line, and I kind of knew what I had to do out there. Be a two-way player, good in the D zone, face-offs, and try to contribute offensively as well.
Do you feel that the team now, where it's at, it's more attractive for a guy in your situation, pending UFA, but or other UFAs also this summer to join this young core and hopefully help them?
Yeah, it definitely could be. I mean, winning certainly helps, and things are on the up and up here, and the future's bright, and a lot of great players, young talent, and great place to play. Fans are awesome, so yeah, for sure.
This team has taken the first step to make the playoffs. What do you think it needs to do to remain a consistent playoff contender and take the next step?
Yeah, just keep evolving. I think the brand of hockey we play is there, and I think we're only going to get better with it. It's a really young team, and went through a lot of adversity this year, but we dealt with that greatly, and found ways to win games late in the year and get into the playoffs. So I think it's only going to get better.
Was there any talk with Kent Hughes or Jeff Gordon during the season about a contract extension, or it was complete silence?
I'm not going to answer that.
Can you talk about the leadership of Nick Suzuki, what he's been able to do this season, especially in the last stretch?
Yeah, he's been awesome. Great leader for this team. Unbelievable player, and does it all on the ice. He's integral part of this team, and he does so much for us out there. He comes up big in big moments too. So future is bright with him too. He's only going to get better. So just a pleasure to be a teammate of his.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Have a good summer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cole, just quickly to get it out of the way, Team USA Worlds, is that happening?
I'm honestly just not sure yet. I think with the season just ending, got to think about that, and just haven't made my mind up yet.
You obviously have dreams to play in the Olympics. Do you think that it's important to potentially go and improve your case?
Yeah, I think they want the best USA hockey players at the end of the day, and however that comes to be, that's how it's going to be. And it's still a long way from now, but just going to try and keep getting better, throughout the summer and throughout next year too.
We talked a lot about the team, the ride you did. But personally, what do you take from this season?
I'd say just take another step. I think it's another building block. I think the group itself learned a lot this year and learned a lot about ourselves, and I think that's going to go a long way down the road. But there's still a long way to go, and nobody's really satisfied with what happened this year.
Cole, the consensus seems to be when people talk about you is that you took a big step forward in terms of being a more complete player. Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I mean, I think I grew a lot as a player this year. I think I can always take a bigger step, but for sure, I think every year you just want to improve and you want make a bigger impact out there. And I think I did that consistently this year, and just want to keep improving that for next year.
Seems you've been able to do that year to year. When you look at the jump, Susie's a year older. You look at the jump he took this year. How much does it inspire you to keep finding that next level?
Yeah, I think everybody looks at him and sees his progress and his success. It's obviously a lot of work comes with that, but we all look at him and see the work that he's doing and how it comes success later. I think just going to keep my foot on the gas and keep going. For sure, playing with him grows my game, and we think we learn a lot from each other. But I think for me personally, I just want to keep improving, and I'd love to get to I guess his production, within the next couple of years for sure.
What are you most proud about your own progress this season, Paul?
I'd say just as a group resiliency, and I think just when your back's against the wall, just keep pushing. I think for me, just I kept going, and just wanted to lead the group and do whatever I could. So I think for me, just probably most proud of where we got to as a group. I think it's a team sport, and everybody kind of pushed to get us to that point, and I think we got a taste of it. And I think just going forward, just going to try to keep improving and keep growing our game.
How would you describe the feeling around the group today compared to, say, the end of the season last year?
The season's still over. I think, regardless of what happens, there's only one team that kind of ends the season on a good note. And I think, again, did we expect to be in this situation as a group? Yeah, but nothing really came from it. And I think we learned a lot, but there's a lot more to kind of look forward to.
There was a lot of talk about the veterans this year, the role the guys like Evans, Dvorak, and Gallagher played, Savard. Some of them won't come back. Just how key is it for management to make sure that you feel that those holes are filled with other veterans, could keep that core leadership and not just let it run by the young guys?
Yeah, I think every year guys learn a lot from the veterans and those guys before you. You take kind of everything you can from those guys. I think Dave is a perfect example of that. I think everybody can put a little Dave in their life, and the way he carried himself as a pro and around the room with these young guys, it's been really special. And he's a guy that we're going to miss a lot, but I think everybody took a lot from him and can lead that way going forward. And then everybody got older this year, everybody got more experience. We are a young group, so we do need everybody to kind of lead in their own example and lead the right way.
Do you have a similar pitch for your friend Christian Dvorak for management?
I think his game spoke for itself throughout the end of the year, and he was a huge reason why we got to where we did, and a really special player for us, and honestly, he's just a heck of a guy.
Kirby has been through a lot over the last couple of years. I can imagine how difficult it's been for him to watch this stuff from the sidelines and deal with what he's dealt with physically. If healthy, what can he contribute to this group to help push it to the next level?
Obviously, nobody wants to be watching every game from the stands, and it's obviously been really tough for him injury-wise. But when he is healthy, he's a huge part of our group, and as long as he can do that, he brings a lot to the table and can for sure help that offensive production and lead us in the right direction.
How much part do you take in playing all 82 games? I know nobody goes through without playing through bruises and bumps and whatever else when you were able to do it.
I think it's obviously something you want to do every year, and you just want to be in the lineup every night to try and win those games. So I think it says a lot about kind of taking care of your body in the summer and stuff and all that stuff. But I think it's pretty cool doing it back-to-back years.
When you look what Josh Anderson went through this year to play, what can you just say about him making himself available?
It's incredible. The way he plays the game, it's not easy, and to do that, every night, it goes a long way with the group, and he's a true competitor, and I think what he did this year was very special. But that's just who he is. That's the type of guy he is. Do anything for the group, and just a really special player. And he had a really good year for our crew.
After what you accomplished this year, how do you see the future of this team starting next season?
Just build off, where we kind of finished the end of the regular season. I think, next year it's only going to get even harder. Every team's pushing, every team's, making additions, every team kind of improved. So, for us, it's just how can we get back, how can we do the right things to to keep beating those teams that are kind of ahead of us. And, we know it's not going to be easy, but we have fun within the grind, and I think the future's bright in Montreal.
3 youngest players are Lane, Ivan, Slav. How much can they push this group to the next level?
3 really special talents that we got, and they all drive the group every day, and they all have that kind of competitive edge to them too. That they all want to be the best, and I think that pushes the group even more. Really special players, young and hungry, so really excited for the future.
You've matured a lot through your first few years here in Montreal. When can you consider yourself to be a veteran? I mean, is there a tipping point? Is it just a matter of years or of attitude?
I don't think there's, you could say that. I think it's just growing as a leader, as a teammate. So I think I just want to, keep helping the group, keep pushing the group, and I think we got a lot of leaders on this team, and might be a veteran compared to some of the guys on the team, but I just look at it as a little bit more experience, but we're all in this together.
You're getting there.
Cole, we often hear you guys talk about this being a special group. What makes it special to you?
It's fun coming to the rink every day. I think seeing the guys hanging around. It's a group that you kind of want to be with all the time. A lot of these guys go out to dinner every night. Hang out throughout the day. It's a group that you don't want to leave. So I think that's probably the easiest way to put it.
Did you feel a special buzz with on the first power play unit the last few games?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of scoring chances. I think for sure. Snapped the puck around pretty good amounts, and had some success. So I think there's a lot to build off that.
Do you have a favorite memory that stands out from the season?
Probably winning a playoff home game.
Are you aware of what Spencer Carberry said about your line after the game?
Mm-mm.
Oh, good. You should know that. He said your special line as a coach when you're on the ice, pay attention as whichever of line. He said you're a dominant line, so you feel that's where you are as a line collectively.
Yeah, that obviously means a lot. I think a lot of work's gone into this, and a lot of video. It's not easy to do that consistently, and that's something we're striving to be great at, and I think it's only going to get better, but we just want to stay hungry and stay on it.
Cool. There were a few moments that gave you momentum during this season. As of December, could you target a special moment that turned the season around?
I think there was probably a couple. I think we go on these runs, but they weren't on accident. They were kind of we looked at ourselves as a group and kind of decided that we need to kind of turn it around, or it's just going to end up kind of how it did the past couple of years. So I think we took a big leap in being able to do that. I think we just got to find more consistency in that. But I think there was a couple times where we kind of flipped it and found some momentum.
Paul, what do you like best about Marty as a coach, and what does he have to do with this being a special group, or helping this be a special group?
I think as a leader, as a coach, and with his experience, I think he's been through everything, and he's kind of been in everybody's shoes at one point. So obviously he's a special talent at what he does, and the way he thinks the game and pushes the group every day. It's really special, and a huge reason why we were where we're at this year.
your coach often said that when you play in playoffs, the teams are able to carry that level to the next season. You think your team will be able to do that?
Yeah, Marty said that a bunch, that you elevate your game in the playoffs and you want to bring that same game to the regular season the next year. So yeah, we'll try and build off that for sure. I think everybody just wants to get back there, but there's a lot of work that goes into it throughout the full season to get back there, and we know it's going to be a grind. Thanks, guys.
Cole, I have one last question. How did the migratory habits of the last squirrel influence?
Wow, on va rallonger nos perches.
C'est plus facile avec Cole tantôt.
How can you explain the feeling at the end of this year compared to, say, the end of last season?
It's kind of similar in a lot of ways, just because you feel like you didn't accomplish what you wanted to, and there's one team I feel like that can walk away from this season feeling good about everything they accomplished, and that's the team that wins. So having said that, I think we accomplished a lot in our season, and we're able to attain some goals that we had set out for ourselves. But I think in doing that, we raised the bar and realized that there's a lot more that we want to do and accomplish in the years to come.
What does this team need to take the next step next season, Mike?
Well, I think it was a great learning experience to be able to get into the playoffs and go through that stretch at the end of the year where the games were so important, and have that those moments where the nerves kind of creep in, and deal with those and still be able to execute and play well under that pressure. And then obviously through the playoffs, it's a different animal, and it was the first time for a lot of guys on our team, and I think it was a great learning experience to see just how high the level of play is in the playoffs, and how much growth that we need to continue to work on to get to that level.
Michael, l'équipe, la troupe défensive est très jeune, puis là, avec David qui va quitter, la moyenne d'âge va encore baisser. Tu as joué beaucoup de minutes cette année. À quel point ça a été taxant pour toi, puis est-ce que tu t'attends à devoir jouer encore ce nombre de minutes-là l'année prochaine avec le groupe que vous allez avoir?
Ouais, c'est sûr que c'est le fun pour moi d'avoir cette responsabilité. Je sais que c'est une partie très importante pour notre équipe de prendre ces minutes puis faire le plus que je peux avec ça. De dire que c'était plus taxant ou quelque chose comme ça, je pense pas. Okay. Mon corps est le meilleur que le feeling que j'ai jamais eu dans ma carrière. C'est pour ça que j'allais au championnat mondial. Je veux continuer à jouer des matchs importants. Donc, pour l'année prochaine, c'est sûr que je suis excité de continuer à faire le plus que je peux pour aider l'équipe à atteindre les niveaux qu'on veut atteindre.
Martin a dit à plusieurs reprises qu'on ne peut pas reproduire à l'entraînement le niveau de jeu des séries éliminatoires. Quel point tu penses que tous les jeunes qui ont vécu ça pour la première fois ont commencé à se préparer dès cet été pour des séries éventuelles l'an prochain?
Bien, c'est sûr que l'an prochain, ça va être même plus difficile de faire les séries que cette année. On doit réaliser ça en entrant durant l'été, puis quand on se retrouve ici pour le début de la saison, de savoir que juste parce qu'on les a faites cette année, ça ne veut pas dire que la Ligue va nous laisser les faire l'année prochaine. Mais c'est sûr que de vraiment voir, pas juste sur la télévision, mais de pouvoir avoir le feeling des séries, puis voir le niveau des parties. C'est la différence entre perdre et gagner, il est vraiment petit durant les séries. Donc, c'est sûr que c'est une expérience très importante pour notre groupe.
Qu'est-ce qui va faire que ça va être difficile l'année prochaine?
Parce que c'est toujours comme ça. C'est de penser qu'on peut faire exactement ce qu'on a fait cette année, puis ça va être assez. On va pas faire les séries. on doit savoir que ça va prendre un autre niveau. Toutes les équipes vont s'améliorer. Nous, on doit faire la même chose.
Tu parlais des jeunes qui ont appris pendant ces séries-là. Toi, qu'est-ce que tu as appris sur l'équipe dans cette série-là? Qu'est-ce que l'équipe a montré pendant la série contre les Capitals?
Je pense que le fait que même après aller, je pense qu'on était un peu surpris du niveau pour les 2 premiers matchs. En même temps, on a trouvé des façons à jouer bien durant ces matchs-là, mais de pouvoir revenir chez nous puis avoir la maturité de vraiment apporter une très bonne game durant la 3e game. C'est important pour nous de montrer que si on n'était pas fini, on avait une chance. Puis, je pense de dire que la série était une série de 4-1, c'est pas vrai. Je pense que, comme j'ai dit, la différence entre gagner et perdre est vraiment petite durant les séries. Puis je pense que nous, on avait des chances à gagner nombreuses des matchs.
On a beaucoup parlé de la valeur des vétérans pendant la saison, l'arrivée de carrière, entre autres, des gars comme Josh Anderson, Brendan Gallagher, Armia, Christian Dvorak. Il y en a qui peuvent partir cet été. Est-ce que tu penses que le jeune noyau est prêt à accueillir un influx de jeunesse ou ce serait bien de garder encore un bon noyau de vétérans autour du groupe l'année prochaine?
Oui, je pense qu'il y a du valeur dans les 2 parties de l'équipe où tu as besoin d'avoir des jeunes joueurs qui vont apporter de l'énergie pour toutes ces affaires-là. Mais je pense que la partie d'avoir des joueurs qui ont vécu des affaires dans cette ligue puis qui peut aider durant les parties de la saison qui sont plus difficiles. Il y a beaucoup de valeur avec ça aussi.
Peux-tu nous parler de Team Canada? Comment tu l'as appris, la décision est difficile à prendre, puis une patinoire internationale avec ton coup de patin, quoi tu veux faire là-bas, à quoi tu t'attends comme expérience?
Comme j'ai dit, mon corps, ça sert très bien. Donc, quand j'ai reçu l'appel, c'est sûr que d'avoir la chance de jouer pour l'équipe Canada, c'est toujours une grande expérience qui est très importante pour moi. Puis, j'ai 2 enfants qui sont très jeunes, donc c'est pas quelque chose qui est nécessairement facile à faire. Mais en parlant avec ma femme, elle a joué aussi, elle comprend c'est quoi de jouer pour ton pays. Donc, c'est vraiment elle qui m'a dit que tu devrais le faire. Donc, d'avoir un système de support comme ça, c'est incroyable. Puis, je suis très excité d'avoir cette chance-là. Non, ma 3e fois.
Now, obviously, first playoff appearance for a lot of us, and it was a really good experience for a lot of us to get into those games and meaningful games. And I think we're ready to kind of take that step for sure. So.
Kirby didn't get to play them. What do you think he can take from his experience over the last couple of years that could still make him a contributor to the success of this team?
I mean, obviously it's tough. I think injuries for him has kind of been a big part of his, past couple of years, and I think he's probably learned a lot about himself over this and over this kind of awkward time that he's had to go through, and I think obviously not having him is a big loss for our team, and if we had him, who knows where we would be at right now, who knows if we'd be talking to you guys right now, but I think he'll be ready to go, and I think he's learned again from last year and what to do to be ready to go for next year. So.
How pivotal was Lane to the leap you guys made?
Yeah, pretty big probably. He's unreal. I think he is a huge piece of our team already. You could see it even last year. He played 2 games and he's one of our best players. So. I think he was huge for this group, and just having a guy like that his first year, having that big an impact, you don't see that very often. So it was we're pretty lucky to have him on our side. He's a great guy to have around the room, and he was a big piece for sure.
But if you're ready to take the next step, what does this team need to do to take that next step? It's one thing to make the playoffs. How do you consistently stay there year after year?
I think just kind of do what we did. We were resilient all year. We never gave up. there was a lot of tough days at the rink. Obviously, not every day is easy and fun, but it seemed that for a bit there, it seemed like a lot of days were there was a lot of tough days in a row. It would have been easy for us to give up and kind of throw the towel in, but not one guy did that. So I think we take that adversity that we went through this year. It's going to be huge for this group moving forward. A lot of the core guys will remember that feeling, remember this feeling now that we have, and I think we'll obviously it's not guaranteed to make the playoffs every year, but we'll be back.
Any thoughts on going to the Worlds? Sorry about that.
No, I'm not going to go this year. Just got some things physically to take care of first. And
how's the leg actually?
It's good. Could be better probably, but it's good. Yeah. So.
Kaiden, you got your first taste of playoff hockey. What do you think you learned personally? What do you think you're really learning about finally getting that postseason experience?
It's hard. I've played in series before, and it's a little bit of a different circumstance. Both times I played in a playoff series, we're the best team going in. A lot of quick series. It's tough, I think, mentally, physically. It's a grind. Honestly, I feel like I expected a lot of the stuff that happened. Wasn't really many surprises to me. You kind of see it watching TV and talking to guys around the league. I feel like everyone kind of knew what to expect about the playoff kind of style, but yeah, I think it was just. It's hard.
What do you know about David Reinbacher?
I don't know. I haven't really watched many of the games. I know that he's a really good two-way guy, two-way player. I think, obviously, again, Savvy we're going to be missing Savvy next year, so it'll be a spot. Nothing's guaranteed. He's got to come and have a good camp next year, and I mean, it'll be fun to see. I know he's a really good player. I played with him like one game last year in preseason, so again, big summer for him, big year for him. I'm sure he'll want to take the next step. So it'll be fun to see him next year. For sure.
What do you need to heal up before you can get back to your training regimen?
What do I need to heal up?
Yeah.
Nothing really heal. I think it's just getting stronger. I think getting back in the gym as quick as I can. I think obviously my leg, it's healed up, but I think it could get a little bit stronger. But besides that, I was pretty fortunate. I didn't have many bumps or bruises through this run, so definitely was a little bit luckier than some other guys.
What percentage do you think you were at when you came back? In terms of the strength in your leg or your ability to use it properly?
90? Like 90? I was pretty good, yeah. Like I wouldn't say I was really that far off. It's more just kind of using it over and over again. There was a couple back-to-backs were tough. It was just kind of the amount I was using it, the endurance of it was kind of a struggle sometimes, but I was feeling pretty good when I came back. So.
You mentioned Savvy not being here.
David, après la défaite mercredi, tu m'as passé du temps avec tes chums, c'est normal. Comment tu l'as vécu, à quel point c'était-tu comme tu l'avais imaginé? C'était-tu plus émotif? C'était comment?
Ouais, non, ça a été, je pense, un petit peu plus émotif que je pensais. Je pense que j'essayais de préparer, je savais que ça s'en venait à un moment donné, mais c'est tout le temps une grosse étape quand même qui se termine de ta vie, personnellement, mais je pense aussi pour l'équipe, je pense que j'ai trippé à être avec ces gars-là, puis je pense qu'on les a vus grandir, on a fait quelque chose de le fun cette année. On s'est poussé, puis on a réussi à rentrer en série qui était... Je pense qu'il n'y a pas beaucoup de monde qui nous donnait la chance de pouvoir rentrer, puis c'était vraiment super le fun pour moi aussi de vivre ça avec les gars. On aurait aimé ça revenir à Montréal. Puis ça aurait été le fun de vivre le Centre Bell une fois de plus au moins. Mais je suis vraiment fier de ce que les gars ont fait. Puis ça a été le fun, un beau moment pour moi aussi avec les gars.
Ça faisait quoi d'entendre après le match Alex Ovechkin qui parle de toi, qui tient à féliciter Spencer Carberry, qui avant de répondre aux questions dit j'aimerais ça souhaiter une belle retraite à David Savard. C'était quoi le feeling d'entendre ça?
Ouais, mais j'ai plus vu les choses le lendemain là, que ce soir-là, personnellement. Mais non, je pense que c'est flatteur aussi après autant d'années un peu à battler. J'ai eu beaucoup de textes des gars un peu partout dans la ligue. Pas nécessairement que je connais personnellement, mais je pense que c'est le fun de voir que tu avais le respect un peu des autres joueurs. Puis je pense que c'est un peu ce qui fait du monde du hockey un monde assez spécial. On se tapoche dessus, puis on fait tout ce qu'on a à faire pendant la game. Puis quand la game finit, on a beaucoup de respect les uns envers les autres. Puis je pense que j'ai reçu beaucoup de beaux messages un peu partout. Puis ça a été, c'est sûr que c'est spécial de voir quelqu'un comme ça que tu compites, un des grands de la game, de prendre le temps de faire ça, c'est spécial.
How emotional is this experience for you today?
Yeah. I mean, it is. You don't get ready for it in a way. You know, you it's just you think you're ready for it, but it's just I don't think it's synced in just yet. You know, I think right now it's still a little surreal, and you know, for now it's just a normal year end a little bit. You know, obviously a little different than the last game, and knowing this is it. You're not going to be able to skate on an NHL rink and compete, but at the same time, I know I was ready for to be the end, and you know, it's. We'll let time kind of settle a little bit and get back to a normal life and be around my family.
How much is your body thanking you for this?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you feel it every day. You know, it's a tough job in a way, and you know there's a lot of injuries that keeps coming back, and you know you're definitely looking forward to feel a little better and take care of the body and slowly get better.
Pierre-Luc, qui se met ton petit frère, nous a dit après le match à Washington que tu avais dit que tu espérais partir en faisant des séries à Montréal. De vivre, c'est ton souhait. Comment ça t'aide à partir en ayant vécu ça, des séries à Montréal?
Non, c'est sûr que ça rend ça plus le fun un peu, si je peux dire. Mon souhait était de finir à Montréal, puis de finir avec les séries, je pense que ça a rendu ça encore plus spécial. Tu sais, être un petit gars du Québec qui a regardé les séries en étant jeune, puis de pouvoir le vivre, c'est quelque chose d'autre. Tu sais, je pense que, juste en parler en ce moment, j'ai les goosebumps un peu, là. Même en parlant à Pierre-Luc, je pense que lui aussi, il a fait le saut un peu sur le crowd, l'ambiance dans l'arène et tout, puis c'est quelque chose de spécial, puis de pouvoir le vivre, puis de sentir un peu le support des fans partout à travers la ville. Peu importe où tu te promenais, le monde était dedans. Puis c'est vraiment quelque chose de spécial. C'est vraiment quelque chose de fun.
David, on a vu des gars comme...
meeting, ou un meeting de fin de saison, un joueur qui s'en va à la retraite. Comment ça s'est passé? Parce que là, toi, contrairement aux autres, malheureusement, tu reviens.
Ah, mais je pense qu'il y a plein d'autres questions que tu peux répondre. C'est un peu moins sur qu'est-ce que tu vas faire cet été, malgré qu'ils vont te demander pareil, pour savoir un peu ta vie personnelle. Mais non, je pense qu'il y a beaucoup de questions à répondre pareil sur... avec ton expérience, tu as passé à travers certaines choses. Tu parles beaucoup de l'équipe en général. Puis je pense que c'est tout le temps un côté qui est quand même le fun aussi, de voir aussi leur point de vue de certaines choses. Puis c'est sûr que c'est différent un peu.
David, on a vu des gars comme Francis puis même Paul qui se sont joints à l'équipe en tant qu'instructeur. Est-ce que c'est quelque chose qui pourrait t'intéresser éventuellement?
Oui, mais c'est toujours une possibilité. Comme je dis, je pense que ça vient juste de finir. Il y a définitivement un intérêt pour moi de rester autour de l'équipe. J'ai grandi avec les jeunes ici, puis j'ai eu beaucoup de plaisir à les voir grandir et à essayer de les aider le plus possible. Puis, mais les choses ne changeront pas. Je vais tout le temps être là s'ils ont besoin de questions, n'importe quoi. Puis, je vais continuer de regarder les games. Tu restes proche de ces gars-là. Donc, c'est sûr qu'il y a un intérêt de mon côté. Puis, s'il y a une opportunité, puis eux autres sont intéressés, c'est définitivement quelque chose que j'aimerais faire.
To finish your career in your home province, how important is that for you? What's the feeling like?
Yeah, I mean, it was obviously coming back to Montreal and coming and playing home in front of friends and family was special, and just to be able to finish here is something really special for me. And that's I asked Kent around the deadline, and if there was a possibility to stick around. And obviously, I don't know if he got anything on the table, but obviously I was able to stay here, and I was really pleased with that. And to be able to finish here and make the playoff, it just makes it so special.
You've played with some really great players through your career. What are the elements in Kaiden Guhle's game that you think can bring him up to that level?
I mean, I think he's a gamer, and I think that's if you're going to win a Stanley Cup, you need guys like him to just be able to make big plays in big moments. And he's obviously a great defenseman, but like I said, I think he's just a gamer. He plays his best game against the best players. And that's what you want. And if you're going to make it to the final and win, you need those guys. And I think he's definitely kind of definition of a gamer. And it's just he's a tough guy too. I think he plays through a lot of stuff. And I have a lot of respect for the way he carries himself as a young player in this league. And he's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And hopefully I can. Stick around and kind of help him navigate this career, and I wish him nothing but the best to the whole team. And he's one of the kids that has been really fun to see grow.
David, what did it mean to you the way the Capitals greeted you in the handshake? Ovechkin gave you a hug. What did that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think a lot of respect around the league, and like I said, I got a lot of messages across, and it's you've battled hard for a long time, and to get kind of that respect was definitely special. And I'm sure PL kind of talked about it a little bit, and I'm sure they all knew it was kind of coming. But it was definitely it was kind of cool for me too to finish against them in a way. Obviously I know Pierre-Luc talked about it, but it was definitely special for me to be able to finish against him.
It's clear that you really cherished your time here in Montreal, and the fans have really been pouring out a lot of love towards you at the end of your career here. I'm just wondering if you have a final message to the fans that showed all that love to you.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think I loved every second of coming back home, and they showed nothing but support. And I know we had some tough years, and I think they stuck behind us. And I think it's a passionate fan base, and the future is really bright here. And it was fun to be part of it, and I think we're building something really solid. So it was a pleasure to be at the Bell Center and playing in front of them. And I'm going to miss it for sure, but I'll be in the stands cheering for them now. And I think it's going to be a little different, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think I'm excited for seeing this team.
What was the flight back home?
Après le but de Brendan Duhem dans le désert, il reste 25 secondes environ, puis Martin t'envoie sur la glace. Qu'est-ce qui te passe par l'esprit à ce moment-là?
Il y a beaucoup de choses. Je pense que c'est comme je dis, c'est une grosse étape qui se termine pour moi, ma famille. Je pense que c'est un moment un peu bizarre. Mais on a essayé de juste rester dans le moment. Je pensais être capable de garder mes émotions un peu plus. Mais je pense que quand tu vois tous les gars qui s'en viennent, ça a été un petit peu plus difficile que je pensais. Mais je pense que c'est, comme je dis, je pense qu'on a parlé pendant plusieurs années avec les gars. Puis c'est le fun de voir à quel point tu étais apprécié aussi de ces gars-là. Puis comme je dis, je vais continuer de les supporter puis essayer d'être là pour les gars, peu importe.
Comment c'était à l'hôtel le soir après
Oui, non, ça a été le fun. Je pense que c'est le fun de pouvoir finir aussi sur la patinoire d'une façon. C'est sûr, j'aurais aimé mieux qu'on score puis je continue d'être sur le banc, mais pour la fin du match puis qu'on aille en overtime. Mais ça fait partie. Il y a tout le temps. C'est inévitable qu'à un moment donné, ça va finir. Fait que c'est un moment quand même le fun de pouvoir être sur la patinoire.
Les gens ne réalisent pas à quel point c'est une vie de sacrifice qui commence à 12-13 ans. Qu'est-ce que tu as hâte là, de faire que tu ne peux pas faire avant ou de manger?
Mais je pense que c'est juste d'être autour de tes enfants et tout. Raté beaucoup de choses dans les dernières années. Beaucoup d'activités les samedis matins et après-midi qu'on n'a pas pu être là. Fait que je pense que c'est plus ça pour l'instant. C'est juste de retomber sur une vie normale, être autour de ma famille le plus possible. Puis après ça, on va voir ce qu'on décide de faire.
Pour un Québécois, c'est jamais, en fait, pas toujours facile de venir jouer pour le Canadien. Dans ton cas, on dirait que ça s'est passé à merveille, que même ton influence est encore plus grande que ce que les gens attendaient. Ça te fait quoi d'avoir réussi là, ton passage avec l'équipe?
Oui, je pense que je suis arrivé dans une situation qui était peut-être favorable pour un joueur comme moi. Je pense que je Je suis pas un gars qui va mettre beaucoup de points, des choses comme ça. Je suis plus un gars qui essaie de donner un effort à 100%. Puis, je pense que c'est vraiment c'est quelque chose que les fans ont beaucoup apprécié. Je sais pas, je pense que le fait qu'on avait beaucoup de jeunes, du fait que j'avais quand même une bonne expérience en arrivant ici, j'ai pu les aider. Puis je pense que c'est tout à leur honneur aussi d'avoir embarqué, puis d'avoir écouté, d'avoir essayé d'apprendre. Je pense qu'on a beaucoup de bonnes personnes dans ce dressing room-là, puis c'est ce qui fait que l'équipe s'est améliorée constamment. On n'a pas tout le temps eu les résultats qu'on voulait, mais je pense qu'on a continué de s'améliorer pareil, puis l'équipe s'en va dans une belle direction, puis ça a été le fun de pouvoir essayer de les aider le plus possible.
David, what was the flight back home like for you yesterday? Mike Matheson said the guys did something for you at the end of it, or what was going through your mind just flying back?
Yeah, I mean, I was just kind of enjoying the last time in a great plane with good food, and it's definitely a good way to travel. But no, obviously they did a little something special at the end that was didn't expect, and like I said, I was just trying to take every moment in the last few weeks, and knowing this is the end, and you're going back to our normal life in a way, which is perfect in a way. I think it's going to be fun for me, but I'm just trying to take everything in, and a lot of love from everybody, and it's been great.
What was it like when you got back home and saw your family? Was it bittersweet a little bit?
Yeah.
You could have Dad home and.
Yeah, like they were crushed that we lost, but the kids were pretty sad. But obviously happy that I'm going to be there every night and be there around them all the time. So like I said, it's just a weird mixed emotion in a way. They want you to keep going and keep playing, play longer, but at the same time they're happy that you're there every night.
Il y avait des camions de pompiers, je pense, je me trompe pas, à l'aéroport, qui arrosaient. C'est comme la symbolique aussi d'un pilote qui prend sa retraite, je pense.
Ouais, mais
c'est la même chose pour toi.
Ouais, c'est ce qu'ils nous ont expliqué. Dans le fond, c'est lorsqu'un commandant fait son dernier vol, c'est comme une marque de respect un peu, c'est une tradition. Puis j'ai eu la chance de le vivre. Fait que je pense que c'est quelque chose qui show encore tout le support de la ville, de comment ils ont embrace aussi le fait que j'ai joué pour le Canadien.
Quand l'équipe s'est mise à mieux jouer, David, défensivement entre autres, vous avez simplifié beaucoup d'affaires. Jusqu'à quel point, je sais que tu es un gars humble, mais jusqu'à quel point tu as eu une certaine influence là-dedans, tu crois?
Ah, c'est une bonne question. Mais tu sais, je pense que tu as tout le temps des conversations avec les coachs, des affaires, puis on essayé de trouver les meilleures solutions possibles pour que l'équipe ait le highest pourcentage de réussite. Puis je pense depuis le début que Martin est arrivé, on a simplifié certains systèmes. Je pense qu'il y a beaucoup de fois aussi, tu as un feel sur la patinoire sur comment les choses se passent. Martin a une tête de hockey incroyable. Fait que je pense que le fait d'avoir eu beaucoup de conversations nous a aidé à trouver un juste milieu, si je peux dire. Puis, mais tu sais, je pense qu'on a vraiment trouvé une façon d'avoir du succès. Puis, ça nous a permis vraiment de se rendre en série. Parce que je pense que, comme je l'ai dit au début de l'année, il n'y a pas beaucoup de monde qui donnait une chance de pouvoir rentrer. Puis, je pense qu'en simplifiant les choses, ça nous a permis de vraiment avoir tout le monde involved. Puis, tout le monde avait un rôle précis. Puis, ça nous a permis vraiment je pense que tout le monde a embrace un peu ça, leur rôle qui était dedans, peu importe c'était quoi. Puis ça nous a permis vraiment de pousser la machine puis de commencer à avoir du succès puis mettre des victoires ensemble.
Lane, quand tu disais que le cadre te lâchait, peux-tu détailler un petit peu comme qu'est-ce que tu devais vivre puis qu'est-ce que ça impliquait comme préparation pour toi pour jouer?
Oui, mais je pense qu'il y a beaucoup de blessures avec le temps. Puis de plus en plus, les warm-ups sont de plus en plus longs, les traitements sont de plus en plus longs. Te lever le matin est de plus en plus difficile. Te lever des pre-game naps, des fois tu sais pas trop, tu questions si tu vas être capable de jouer, mais je pense que c'est ça qui est de plus en plus rough un peu. Là. Je pense que c'est tout le temps difficile aussi de ne pas être capable de jouer avec tes enfants une journée, puis le lendemain, tu es sur une glace de la Ligue nationale. C'est pas tout le temps les choses les plus fun. Fait que je pense que c'est comme j'ai dit, c'était une décision. Je pense que mon corps me le disait, me faisait des signes que c'était le temps de finir, puis de retourner à la maison, puis d'être avec mes enfants.
C'était le dos,
Mais il y a plusieurs choses. Le dos en particulier n'est pas excellent depuis plusieurs années. Fait que c'est sûr que c'est un facteur, mais il y a plusieurs autres blessures qui ressortaient de plus en plus, puis qui avait de la misère à revenir à 100%.
Lane was
were
saying
asked about
that
a
you like to
development
joke
role.
with him about. Lane was saying you joke with him a lot about how it's so cool you get free sticks and stuff in the
Yeah.
NHL. And what's your best advice to him going forward? His part would be how fast it goes, right? It must not seem long to you that you were in his shoes as a
Yeah,
rookie.
no, it just time flies by. You know, I think there's not one season that I feel like you started and you're already in the crunch time to get in the playoff, and you know you got to be playing it well at all time. If not, you're out of it pretty quickly. So I think for him it's just to enjoy your time and make sure you know every season's important, every game's important, because you just never know. And you know it's a tough league, and there's more guys coming. There's more guys coming for you, and you know I know he's a great player and he's going to be here in the league for a long time. But you know the team changed. You got to enjoy every moment, and you know you've played with a lot of players, and you know not every year you get a chance to really go for it. And I think you just got to make sure you put the work in, and if you do so, you'll get your chance at some point to really get to the end and lift that cup. But you know I think what we're building here, it's been great, and I think he's going to get a chance, and this team's going to be really good, and they'll be pushing for cups for a long time. So it's going to be fun to watch, and I think he's just such a pro at a young age, and he puts the work in every single day, and it's impressive, and he loves the game, and he studied the game, and it's fun to watch, and he's just passionate, and he's fun to be around.
You were asked about a potential development role, Dave. Marty said so many times he saw you as an extension of the coaching staff. Do you have coaching in your future?
I don't know. I mean, we'll see what the future holds, but you know, I think right now it's just I got to let the dust settle a little bit and take some time off and see. But like I said, I think I want to stick around this team, and you know, like I said, I saw the guys grow over the last 4 years, and you want to be around and help them still. And I don't know what the role will be, what I could do to help them, but I definitely want to stick around, and whatever they need me to do, it would be fun for me to stick around and help those guys.
David, prendre sa retraite à 34 ans.
Standing on this?
Go ahead.
I think this is for Cole.
Much bigger than Tom Wilson. Josh, what did you play through this season? Are you able to tell us?
I'm not going to get into the specifics about that. I know everybody tells their injuries, but enough that, you know, if we weren't in the position that we were in, I wouldn't be playing. But you know, I had things going on with my lower and upper body. I'll just leave it at that.
Do you need any surgery?
No.
How much the hit that you took against the Rangers in January, was it like a key factor in your health from that point?
Yeah, that's where it started.
Yeah.
Are you going to the words? Did they call you?
No.
They show.
No, too banged up for that.
Can you share what you and Tom Wilson sort of said in the handshake line afterwards? It was kind of like you guys, after beating each other up for 5 games, looked like you were.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was. I think we've played against each other, you know, for our whole careers, and I think we respect each other's game. I think that's what was pretty much said in the handshake line there, and obviously I respect the way he plays, his game in overall, and that's pretty much it. To be honest,
laughing about the bench fight?
No. Afterwards, I was though. Yeah.
Did you even notice that the guy standing between the two of you was a former teammate of yours?
What's that, sorry?
The line's mate. He was a
Oh yeah.
Did he even say something to you?
I honestly can't even remember at that moment in time, but I've noticed him a few times. He's reffed us, so it's good to see him in that position for sure.
Josh, when Marty was hired, he talked about the culture that he wanted to instill with this team. How would you compare the culture of the team that went to the Stanley Cup in 2021 to this group?
Yeah, it's very close. I mean, the culture that we have right now is through the roof. I mean, I can't say enough good things about what we have in this locker room and what we've created as a team. I think the pain that we've gone through over the last couple of years and seeing the growth of everybody in our locker room has come a long way. And I think that, we're in good hands right now with everybody here and things lining up. The fan base has a lot to be excited for in the next couple of years. And I think we're just getting started. I think we're going to be a team that's on the map right now, and but then we gotta repeat it again next year and go from there.
How do you feel about the word rebuilding right now? How do you feel about that word?
About what? Sorry.
Rebuilding.
I think we've shown, that we're kind of a little bit over that phase right now. We've been through some growing pains over the last couple of years, but I think that. We've built something that we're ready to win, and
You said the injury started with that hit against New York. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was December.
Yeah.
At the beginning of December, your team was in last place, and you also just said you wouldn't have played through had the team not been in position to. What made you believe then that you should continue?
Not playing in end of April. Just the growing pains that you've been dealing with over the last 3 years of having long summers. I think that just stuck in my head mentally, and I wanted to do everything I could to play meaningful hockey at the end of the day. You only have so much time in your career, and that thought of those conversations that I had with Marty towards the end of the year, just having no regrets. Listening to players that have been through it all and not being able to win in this league. I think you're trying to do everything you can to help your teammates at the end of the day and do whatever it takes. And I kind of went just day to day with it, to be honest with you, seeing if I could play through the pain that I was dealing with, and if it was manageable, then I would be out there. I feel like I still was helping my team in a certain way where I can manage that pain, and I feel like if I wasn't helping them, I wouldn't be able to play. So there was a lot of things that you kind of think about as a player, but you kind of overcome that. And listen, you're doing the job that you love to do, and I was fortunate enough to have the best medical staff. Be hands on me every single day, and the trainers in there have been unbelievable.
But what about the team made you feel as though that was worth the sacrifice?
Just what we've been through as a team, to be honest with you. I knew that we had the recipe for success. You can see that our game was coming after Christmas when we kind of went on that run there. 4 nations were right there. You could just feel that we had something special in our room, and we could be in that playoff mix. And it was just in my head. It wasn't something that I was ready to stop playing. I wanted to try to fight through it as much as I could, and ended up being able to do it.
When you were struggling last season, Marty always stayed in your corner.
Yeah.
I remember him saying, "I don't give up on a player if he doesn't give up on himself."
Yeah.
What did that mean to you, and maybe what message did it send to the other guys also? Just the way Marty sort of has your back.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable as a mentor for me. As a guy I looked up to, as a kid watching. I had Tortorella as a coach. I see a lot of similarities, with Marty. He's a coach that's been in my corner ever since I got here, and I've nothing but respect for him. And the way that he handled me last year and giving me the opportunity to play each and every night. I owed a lot to the guys in this locker room, the coaching staff, the management. It just stuck in my head, honestly. You just wanted to give everything you got for these guys that you're with every single day, the bonds that you create, the fan base that have been through so much. And,
Him and Tortorella seem so different. How are they similar?
They are different, but their motivational speeches are top notch. He knows how to pull a room together. You want to go to war with this guy. I think Marty thinks the game way differently, to be honest with you, and he's got a little bit more leeway than Torts, but I think there's similarities having them both as head coaches.
You were asked about the rebuilding, but it's quite obvious this team is going to the next level. How do you see the future of this team starting next season?
Yeah, I think it's we have a bright future. The guys in this room that have grown tremendously, starting with our captain Nick Suzuki, how he leads by example. Cole had a huge year. Slav is only getting better. Obviously, Lane has had a tremendous year, and we have the recipe to be a great hockey club, and it's how you build around those guys. And I think that we're in the right hands. With Jeff and Kent leading this hockey organization, and but then again, you can't be satisfied with this year. It's a step in the right direction, but I think everybody knows that we're in win now mode, and I think we're all excited for that.
Do you feel you've become more of a leader on this team this season?
I mean, I think so. Every year you want to grow in that department, and as you get older, you realize that you have to take those steps in the right direction to become a good leader in this room. And we have a lot of young guys still, and a lot of young guys that are still learning and taking strides. But you just try to do your part and maybe bring more into the locker room and into that leadership role.
Do you feel like the young core is ready to bring in the next influx of youth with Demidov, maybe Reinbacher, Mayu coming in next year? Or is there still value to keeping a few more vets around in those spots?
Yeah, I mean, obviously those young guys have played really well. I mean, obviously you've seen what Demi can do, and he can bring that juice to our team, and that skill level that is rare to find. But of course, I think older guys are still so valuable in this league and play an important role, not only in the locker room but on the ice. So I think you'll see veterans for a while.
You and David Savard have a long history together, going back to Columbus. What was it like for you seeing him at the end of that game in tears?
Yeah, it's pretty emotional. He brought me in as a young guy coming into Columbus, and he's been nothing but a good friend, a good leader, and to see what he's been through. Obviously, he's been through it all, but he lays his body on the line each and every night. Does whatever it takes to win hockey games, and I think he's been so important for our young guys, especially on the back end. Incredible guy to look up to, and they don't make many guys like that anymore. And I'm glad to see him go out on his own terms, and just to see how he brought it each and every night. And obviously, he's such a good person away from the rink, and it'll be good to see him have time with his family now.
1 year ago, you were in the exact same spot, and there were a lot of disappointment in your voice after the season you had in the 23-24. To what extent are you in a completely different headspace and different place in your career 1 year later?
Yeah, I think you just realize, you're playing the game that you love. You're with, your best friends in this locker room. You have a job to do at the end of the day, but you kind of just take it one day at a time right now. And obviously, I think as a team, we're just getting started, and it's just it's nice to be back mentally there, and
Josh, there aren't too many lines that stick together for a whole season. Yours is pretty much played together all year, and with the season you and Gally had, to think that Devo might be leaving, is that something that worries you guys a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it too much. I mean, I guess Devo's been a great player for us this year, and brings a lot to our team. Obviously, those centers are hard to find. That's a question you're gonna have to ask management, but I'm sure they're thinking about bringing them back, and I guess we'll see what happens.
Josh,
Do you
the
feel
previous
like
question,
What do you hold from this experience for this whole group this season and to fight for a playoff spot and make it at the end?
I think it's a great stepping stone to go forward, and I feel like we're going to grow from this, and we got a lot of confidence from this moving forward. So really excited to see what's in future.
How much do you want to be part of that future? Did you have any discussions regarding a return next year?
A little bit, and a lot. I want to be here. Yep.
Any particular reason? You've been here for a while. Is it more this is home a little bit for you now, or why?
Yeah, and it's like it's everything. The playing at the Boston and playoff like this show that the playoff belong in Montreal. So it's like. And everything else, the way the coaches, the management, everything, how they take care of the players here. So and also growing up with these guys and see how they grow as a player, as a human. So it's a lot of things.
Has there been some formal discussion for a new contract?
Yeah, a little bit.
And what's your level of confidence at this point to be back?
I have no idea.
I was wondering if you had to deal with some physical issues and then down the stretch and in the playoff there were kind of rumors that you were banged up. So to one extent, actually.
My hand was broken, so.
Hands, plural?
Both?
Both?
Hand.
Okay,
Yep.
just one.
Yeah, no.
Vancouver,
Yeah.
Vancouver, yeah.
Yep.
You played through it without missing a few games. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Thank you.
Respect, man.
Yep.
But I'm guessing it's a situation that maybe if the team's not in the run, you would have sat out, or was it just that kind of situation, or you felt confident?
I have no idea. Thank God we weren't in that situation. So.
Patty was talking to us earlier and said that he wants to make sure he improves next season, but also that it was tough for him, to get going this season with the injury and all of that. You're a close friend. How did you see him, go through all this season?
Well, I think he started off really well. I think, but he's like it's tough because like you've had injuries that like he hasn't been playing last year that much, and it's like it's tough to kind of get like I don't know how to say it, but like the develop and like get
so unprofessional.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, so it's a tough situation, but I'm sure he's gonna handle it really good and take care of himself and be better.
You said you enjoyed this group and the way the young players are growing. What did you see in Nick Suzuki and Caufield this season that they were able to step up and be young leaders of this group?
No, I think they've always been good, but now like it was just so exciting to see how they took like another step and like got even better. So it's I know they have it in them to get even better. So it's gonna be fun to see where they go.
It seems like you found the right chair for yourself playing with Jake and Emil. How did you like that combination? You guys were one of the most stable lines on that team this season.
Yeah, I really enjoyed playing with those two. I think we kind of think this game same way. All of us are good in forecheck, hanging on to the puck, making plays, and just kind of keeping it simple too. So it's really enjoy playing with those guys.
How precious is it for this group to have felt the pressure of the playoffs and to grow and go forward as a group?
I don't know. I don't think we felt any pressure or anything. I think.
No, maybe not pressure, but just the way playing in the playoffs is different than season. So obviously, to grow as a young player, you need to feel that.
Yeah,
how do you feel they grew as players?
Oh, I feel like it's such a good experience for you to make it in the playoff and see what the hockey is and how kind of demanding it is that one bounce can decide a game or one little mistake can decide a game, and also like for everybody to experience how much actually fun it is to play playoffs. So it's a big thing.
Am I wrong, or was it your first experience in a full Bell Center in playoffs?
Yep.
Because in 21,
yeah,
it was empty.
yeah,
So
yeah. It was first. Oh, it was unbelievable. Like I said, that just showed that playoff hockey belongs in Montreal.
When you look at the young core of the group, do you feel that they're at a point where we should stop saying they're young, or, I mean?
Yeah, I mean they played a lot of games now, so I guess they're still young.
Yeah,
but
young by age, but
yeah,
rich
but
with experience.
yeah, and in that sense, they played a lot of games, and
they're ready for the next step.
For sure.
I was asking Cole that he's made leaps and bounds in the past few years. At what point do you become a veteran instead of a young player? Where do you feel that he is right now? He's not
I have
just
no
a matter of
idea.
age.
No, I don't know. I mean, I feel like in a sense, like him and Susie, they're like already veterans on this team. The way they play and make a difference in the game in such a like such high skill that they have. It's a veteran kind of leading by example thing too. So I don't know. I don't feel like they're young guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for